Hi everyone. So I just want to say that there's nothing wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with us. All these labels, depression. I'm not taking away from anybody that actually believes these labels. All these labels, bipolar, depression, all these things. On my journey, they're not true. They're not true. The only reason these things are happening is because of the stimulus, the world that we're living in, which is making us, our bodies respond in this way. So our body is responding to things that are not right, are not godly, are not in alignment with God, are not the truth. So, yeah, violence, wars, it's going to impact on us. But no longer. I reject, disown and deny any association with any authorities that create wars, that have anything to do with that. And I reject, disown and deny all your labels in your medical fields. All of them. There's a place and for all of these things, and I'm not saying medical is a bad thing. What I am saying is it has its place. If somebody injures themselves for certain operations and things like that, it has its place. But what I am saying is all these labels, all this medication, all these things that are being placed and put upon people, don't associate with them. You are not bipolar. You are not schizophrenic. You are not psychotic. You are not these things. It is because of things that are happening that, like I say, cause these things within your body, cause people to have distortions, and so they're just labeling these things, and yeah, it might have its place within this world of what but this same world that is being created, the created not from God, the aspect that is being created through a system, is creating so many things that aren't of love. It's not love, it's not peace, it's none of those things. To look at what's actually causing that, the root cause would be a far better way, just a greater way of looking at things and being able to actually stop rather than creating them. Then you have this reaction and then them providing this solution, which to me it's like having just having cracks and saying, oh, let's put a plaster on this crack and it'll go. It's not doing that. And it's not that the foundation, as in God's foundation, is broken, because that will never be broke. And that's why the truth is coming, is being brought up. It's what's been broken, this that's been broken is the false. So all the false is being broken, and the truth, the foundation of God is remaining and always will remain. And that's where everything is coming from. Consciousness that's growing and continues to grow. All praise, hallelujah to our God. Continues to grow, and not only grow, but is showing, highlighting the truth and setting people free, giving them that freedom to see that, well, hold on a minute, we've been we've been told a lie here. We've been living a lie that this isn't true, and you know, the things that they've placed there to keep us in this lie, in servitude. And I can say, I sit here today and I serve God. I do not serve man, and I do not serve money. It is God and God alone who I serve, and I don't serve a false master. I serve God. And thereby, I have also realised the things that, like I say, have been placed there to keep that false. And when it originally came, I didn't fully understand. And God continues to feed me the truth. And I know it's the truth of what I'm being taught now. At first I was like, I thought I was losing my mind. It wasn't that I was losing my mind. I was losing what was false, what I'd been taught within the falsehood of the world. And yeah, continue to be fed truth. And so, no doubt, there's many, and I pray that this all, you know, that we receive the comfort, we receive the comfort that we need during times of when trials and tribulations. But the thing that has happened is, no matter what they do to cause us to experience pain and suffering, it's turned for greater good. It is always turned. God will turn it all for good. And I've suffered many things, but what I know is each and every time that I have, it has highlighted, God has highlighted the lie. So as much as the suffering and the trying to make life difficult and all of those kind of things might occur, God always brings us out of that. The other side brings us back out of that. And not only that, highlights the lie, continues to highlight the lie and show that what isn't of God. And I think that's where now we can kind of see, it's not just, I don't think it's just a division on just one. There's absolutely loads of divisions, and that's been highlighted, of the divisions that have been caused through this system and our ways of living. And then there's the divisions that are occurring for God to see and to highlight who is going to remain true and who isn't, who's true to God and who isn't true to God. And these are aspects as well within us. That's what else. It's aspects that fall away. The aspects that are not true to God are falling away. That was the falling away, and continues to. And you find this on a daily basis with anything. If you come across something and you're like, you can see that it isn't of God, or if it is of God, all those things, and the spirit behind it, the intentions behind, all these things that are behind that, and it's the peeling away that has to occur, because I think most of us have lived behind a mask of putting on, of what we've been taught within society, of what this is what life is and this is how we should be, and it's not true. We're not being true to who we are. We're just being socially conditioned, and I'm not against being social and a social person. I'm all for that, for us all to love one another. But to love one another certainly isn't to see somebody as separate and different from you. Say, for instance, because of a job, or because of what they have material-wise. None of this, none of that is godly. None of that is godly, and I thank God for that. I thank God for that, because... And I'm actually glad I have lost so much, and I'm actually happy that I have lost so much. It sounds mental, doesn't it? But it's liberating. It's actually liberating, because you see that the things that you've lost were never true. Were never true, or there were things that held you, kind of enslaved you. It's liberating. It's liberating that you can, on losing so many things. I've had so many things happen to me, and lost so much, but I actually haven't. It's in losing, you gain. So every time that you're gaining. The less you have, the more you gain of truth. So I just want to speak for people out there that this is happening, they're struggling within their life. Just know, and that no matter what happens, if you lose something, it's a gain. It's a win. If you lose something, it's a win. Because if you're losing it, if there's something going in your life that is being taken away, it either wasn't meant to be there, or if, for instance, say it's the enemy doing it, even if it's the enemy or our enemies doing that, God will use it for good. So it's a win-win. It doesn't make no difference. It's win-win. It's same as saying, if I hurt you, I'm hurting myself, and that's the same. It's the same principle. So if somebody hurts you, they're hurting themselves, and hopefully people will come to this understanding that, you know, it's same as within the universe as a whole. God's creation. If we hurt God's creation, we're hurting ourselves. You know, if it's the same principle all round. It makes no difference just because we're in a human fleshly form. Everything is living. Everything has life. And so, yeah, it makes no difference. It absolutely makes no difference. But yeah, I just wanted to say that if you're going through any struggles, anything like that, continue to remain in faith, continue to pray, and no loss, or any loss is a gain. Any loss is a gain. Regardless, it is a gain. Always turn it over to God. Turn everything over to God. And God bless all my brothers and sisters out there. Remain strong. Remain strong in faith and belief. And God has got this. God has got this. We all have as good as days where we're up and down. But just remain strong and in faith. And God has got this. God bless you all.